Welcome everybody to Pinkies Up. If you are new to this series, this is a very important wine series where we aim to answer questions that regular people, like me, have about wine. Nick is our wine expert. I'm the regular person. So on this episode, we are answering the question, what wine should I drink on a rainy day? So listen on.
Welcome to Pinkies Up, a series where we answer questions normal wine drinkers like Bridget have about wine. I'm Nick, and I'm here to answer these questions in a way that makes sense, whether you drink your wine with your pinky up or you drink it in a solo cup. Let's see what's going on this month. Hey guys, we're here in the Lake Geneva Country Meets Wine section, and we're trying to plan out what we're doing for this month's Pinkies Up. We have a few ideas. I think we've settled on one.
I think so.
So it's spring. You might be listening to this whenever, but we like to do seasonal. So
because that's how we drink.
You had Mother's Day.
Yeah, I always struggle with like Mother's Day and Easter, but we're past Easter pretty much.
And you know, it's an easy one. Pinot Noir. We've done Pinot Noir or dry Riesling
or champagne.
Yeah,
sparkling wine.
But it is spring. You are going to Seattle soon.
I am.
It's your favorite type of weather.
My favorite weather is the cloudy, gray, rainy days.
So we decided we're going to do an episode on what type of wine is good for a rainy, cloudy day.
Really, I just need to learn because I don't know.
So this is a challenge that I get frequently of people asking me like, hey, I'm feeling kind of purple today. What wine should I drink?
I'm feeling orange.
I don't know. So what do you feel on a rainy day?
Okay,
what would complement your feelings?
When we were talking about this, I was like envisioning, we have this screened-in porch. It's my favorite to like sit there, have a glass of wine, and listen to the rain. And I always default
to... Do you play Enya while you're doing that?
It feels like I would, right? No, I never play Enya. Ever. So it always feels like I would default to red wine. So I feel like you're going to correct me, and I feel like you're going to tell me to drink Pinot Noir.
So red wine,
I don't want it.
Do you want like a little heavier or a little lighter?
Well, here's my problem with spring, and maybe something that bothers you guys too is like it can either be 70 or 40. So when it's 40, I want red wine, like a Bridget red wine, a bold red wine. When it's 70, I can venture out of my comfort zone a little, go for something a little more summery.
So some red wines.
Is that too hard?
I know. Do you want to feel sad or comfy or happy? What do you want to feel?
I want to feel sad with my wine. I want to feel comfy.
All right, so some red wine that's kind of medium to full body that you feel comfy. Are you going to put a price point on this for me?
And fresh, though.
And fresh. Oh God,
the rain.
comfy and fresh. So it's like joggers. It's not sweatpants. It's like joggers. They're comfy but fresh.
So this episode we're talking about wine that's like joggers.
So price point under $20.
Yeah, under $20.
Under $20.
Yeah, because this is just like whatever day it rains. Could be Tuesday. It could be Saturday.
All right, so we're gonna break. We're gonna record this tomorrow.
Good luck.
Yeah. So when you see this next, we'll do a little montage, and I'll pick out some wines, and we'll see if I hit what Bridget is feeling.
Fresh and comfy. See you soon.
With Bridget's guidance in my head, I set out to pick wines from our wine section. I picked 4 wines I think fit, but we'll see what Bridget has to say. I made sure to stay away from Pinot Noir though, because we know Bridget does not like Pinot Noir. Let's head over to the studio and see how it goes. All right, did you like that montage?
Wasn't it fun?
Was I so fast at getting all the wine? So, all right, I have 4 wines picked out that I think meet the wine for a rainy day thing. And I think with the rainy day, there's 2 ways you can go. One, you can kind of lean into, I think what the Irish call the sweet melancholy, you know?
Oh, I love that phrase.
Because it's like Flannery O'Connor wrote about it a lot, where like sometimes it's fun to be a little depressed. And especially if you're living in Ireland where it's like wet and gray and rainy, but also green and beautiful, lean into that beautiful melancholy.
I love that.
So 2 of the wine picks are like leaning into that, you know, comfort, depression, horror. I don't know what you want to call it.
Let's just call it comfort.
We'll call it comfort. And then the other approach is let's uplift our spirits. Let's do something kind of light and, you know, like, oh, it's raining outside, but I got this beautiful white line, you know, whatever. So 2 of them kind of lean into
each of those.
That approach.
I think the other thing that's important to note is like spring rainy days could be 40 degrees, could be 70.
They could be.
You just don't know. And so
you could have a tornado.
I
don't
mean,
know.
Oh, a good thunderstorm, nothing better.
I agree. I like to sit, you know, out with the garage door open and watch it go.
Watch it roll in.
So
yeah, that's the other reason I think you can go other ways.
So my 4 picks are the Baton Horst Secateurs Chenin Blanc from South Africa, this Little James basket press, which is a nice kind of like Grenache thing from the Rhone Valley in France, a Zuccardi Cabernet Franc from Mendoza, Argentina, and Albacea, which is a Monastrell from España. So we got some 4 options here, Bridget. I'm confident one of these is going to be good.
And I've had 2 of these wines like in my life before, but under different circumstances.
In my life, I have tried these wines before, and
Are you becoming a singer?
Do them again.
So this is.
I want to know what wine to drink.
I'm going to move on.
When it's raining outside. You guys need to let me pay that off.
Nick is thinking about a second career in a boy band.
I'm going to be an influencer singing. I'm going to change.
That's really what I wanted to say, but if you didn't listen to our previous dinner,
we talked about that. Okay, so this wine is the Baton Horst family wine. Their Secateurs label, which is kind of a more everyday priced one than their higher priced things. This is 100% Chenin Blanc. And is sustainably farmed in South Africa. South Africa does great with Chenin Blanc. It's a grape that's originally from France, but got to South Africa to actually make dessert wine because it can yield a lot. So when you're making dessert wine, works really well for that, deals well with the heat. And South Africa being on the trade routes, like all the ships had to do with the Suez Canal being broke, they sold dessert wine because it lasted on the ship voyages.
Okay.
So now Chenin Blanc makes a nice fruit-forward, full-bodied, but light, crisp, refreshing wine. It's kind of a weird thing.
Okay. So at first, I was like, what are you doing with white wine?
So it's like full-bodied to stand up to the rain, but it's got some fruity flavors, and it's refreshing.
I think when we were talking about ideas, we were like, hey, man. I was like, can you find a comfy, fresh wine? What did I call it? Comfy, refreshing?
Like... Think about when it's cold outside and you just put your comforter in your dryer with a fabric sheet in there. So it smells good. It's comfy, fresh, but warm and delicious.
This is a great option because, I don't know how to describe it, which I say pretty much every episode. It feels, I mean, I guess it's because it's full-bodied.
It's a full-bodied white wine, but still got lots of acidity in it. So it's fresh still. There's
it's a good spring wine, which is when these rainstorms happen. And so this idea was built from I love sitting on my screened-in porch, under a blanket with a glass of wine listening to the rain. But again, it could be freezing or not. And I love, a good cab. But going into the spring, it's okay, maybe I want to try something different. So I say,
So we thought about doing a Chardonnay, but that can be a little too over the top. Sauvignon Blanc is crisp. We thought it might be a little too light.
Yeah.
Didn't want to do anything sweet because that's not really.
We knew I
don't think that really
that
fits with the whole rain thing.
Yeah.
So I thought Chenin Blanc. You could also maybe do a Rhone variety blend of a French Rhone
like
one.
this wine. Period.
It's great, and honestly, if you ever see a $12 Chenin Blanc from South Africa, it's probably good.
Is that what this is?
Yep.
Oh,
it's
what would you
this one's
eat with
14.
This?
Really, any type of chicken.
Oh,
chicken.
You guys.
Chicken, seafood. This is great with lobster, shellfish, all types of things like that. Something's got a little bit of sweetness to it. But chicken, if you do a cream sauce, it's got enough body to stand up to the cream, but also enough acidity to kind of cut through it. So it works kind of a two-way.
I'm on board with that wine, regardless. Period.
Wow, I just blanked. Risotto would be really good with veggie risotto.
Ooh, also discussed in our last dinner
because
rich.
It's, you got the richness of the risotto, but also there's some creaminess to go with the full body wine and some acidity, so it works well.
That's a good wine.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So that was sort of the contrasting approach, something white and light and fun. And this is going to be the lightest of the red wines. This is the Little James Basket Press from. He doesn't actually call it. Sancombe Winery, made by a French dude named Louis Barol and his wife, whose name I don't know, so she's going to go by Madame Barol. But Louis is kind of a big deal in France. Sancombe makes some incredible wines. And this is his fun little side project, Little James Basket Press. He does a white and a red.
Okay.
And this is actually kind of cool because it's a Solera.
Oh, I was like, what kind of wine is this?
Do you know what a Solera is?
No.
So Solera is a perpetual... Yes, it is. It's a perpetual thing. So like a lot of dessert wines are. So some of the wine, this doesn't have a vintage year on it. It has a bottled year. Some of the wines from 15 years ago. Some of the wines from 2 days ago. It just all mixes together. So it gives it this freshness, but also complexity. It's a weird way of doing things. You see it more often in dessert wine. It's all from Grenache grapes.
It worries me.
So it's light, it's fruity, it's refreshing, but got a little bit of complexity because he does this Solera method, which is really interesting and unique.
I don't know how to judge light red wines because I don't like them. Like in general, why don't I just have white wine then? Yeah, it tastes like a light red wine.
Okay.
I don't.
It's got like some sour cherry. So it's got like a nice combination, like the bright red cherry on the nose.
It does feel So
it's got some sour cherry,
it does
little
feel
pepper.
bright, but that's what I'm saying.
Maybe
like
put a little chill on it.
I don't want that. So this was going to be a question of mine. Like, should this wine be cold?
Yeah, like cellar temp 55. That helps with it a little bit.
I could see that.
So if you're out on your patio, your porch, screened in, it's still got a little exposure to the outside. Maybe it goes, chills down.
Pretty dry.
It is very dry.
Than I expected.
It is.
I mean, it's a good choice. I'm not going to say what I want to say. I'm going to hate on Pinot Noir. It's not Pinot.
No, Grenache has got a little bit more body to it.
It does
than
have,
Pinot.
it feels like more to me than Pinot, which is great because that's what I always hate on.
I thought I maybe had one here. I thought the Solera method would get you on the lighter bodied red wine.
I think it's nice. I just don't know that I'm ever going to like that. Okay, well, we'll see. I can see why it'd be a good rainy day wine.
So, if you're looking for something that's red but light, a Grenache wine, something from the south of the Rhone Valley in France, Garnacha in España, you'll see it called things like that. Pinot Noir, obviously. Bridget, hey.
You know where this is ranking.
But yeah, so just look for a lighter bodied red. I think Bridget's advice on the little bit of cellar temp is a good one for this.
I think that would help.
That'll help.
And these next two, I imagine, are not supposed to be chilled. At least that's how
cellar temp never going to hurt anything really. And if you don't like it, whoa.
Sorry, guys.
Very tall bottle.
I know. I've been doing the same with my water bottle.
So the first two were screw tops.
Oh, tell me why again.
I don't know. They
Isn't
just
there
are.
a reason? I always felt like there was a reason. No.
Everything really should be under screw top.
That would make all of our lives easier.
These next two are under cork, and I think that means you're going to like them more.
I mean, I know I've had this last one.
So cork is actually less expensive than screw top.
Yep. I know, which is so funny.
But screw top protects wine better. You don't ever get cork taint. It's better for,
I'm 12. Cork taint? Is that really what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Like the pieces of the cork that fall into the wine?
Nope. So cork taint is an actual chemical thing that can grow on cork, and it ruins wine. Just absolutely ruins wine. So it's a microbiological infection that if you ever have that musty cardboard smell, that's cork taint.
Oh, I've definitely had wine with that smell.
Yep. So you should send it back.
Oh, well, I don't. Probably just dump it, which is terrible.
So.
Okay. I've had this before, and I wish I remembered under what context.
We had it at a tasting, at our Zuccardi tasting.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah.
So this is the Zuccardi Q Cabernet Franc. Thank you, Bridget. Yes. And I selected Cabernet Franc instead of Cabernet Sauvignon because, you're going to want, this is the big, heavy, lean into the rain, that beautiful melancholy choice. I thought Franc would be good because it oftentimes has kind of like graphite pencil shaving notes to it, which when you think of the rain on your concrete and you get that fresh rain smell and it's kind of that like salinity and things like that.
That's
lovely. And those mineral concrete notes. I thought like some of the aromatics in this Franc would be a little nicer than the vegetal notes you get in Cabernet Sauvignon. Fun fact, did you know Cabernet Sauvignon is Cabernet Franc and Sauvignon Blanc getting together and having a kid?
I believe it.
That's what it is. That's why it's called Cabernet Sauvignon.
Oh, come on.
So it gets some of the fruit things and the body of Cabernet Franc, and then it gets the kind of green vegetal notes of Sauvignon Blanc.
Yeah, which is interesting because I love Sauvignon Blanc. Well, that makes sense why I love that wine. But this to me has like a unique taste to it, like a unique flavor.
So
it's
Cabernet
Franc,
so Cabernet Franc is usually going to have like big, bright red, ripe berries to it up front.
Okay.
Have like graphite, more fine grained tannin, so it's not going to be quite as like big and bold. It's going to be a little bit more kind of fine on the end.
Yeah, I can see that.
A little bit more delicate on the end. and I definitely more aromatic. So I thought the aromatics would be kind of fun.
Is graphite something you can taste?
Yeah, it's like kind of that like kind of pencil shaving-y type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Do people like that?
Yeah.
Pencil shaving?
Well, I mean, like, do you like cigar box?
Like,
that's like a flavor you'll find in, like cedar and.
I don't. But people do. I'm sure.
I mean, a lot of the Cabernets you'd like, I'd say like it's got like an herbaceous note or like a kind of cedary note.
There was one I had that straight up tasted like a cigar.
And you're not going and licking out the, cedar hangers in your closet. Keep the moths away.
I do have a cedar closet at home that I'm supposed to keep my furs in, I'm sure. And I hope Nick just spit his wine out. I don't have furs, you guys. We keep board games in it and our vacuum. But anyway, when our house was built in the 60s, this closet was probably a big deal. I remember, never mind. We're going to get way off topic here. This wine, I got to be honest, I thought I was going to like more. That's all what I've got for you because it tastes like.
I can't believe you don't have furs. Like, you go thrifting all the time and you haven't picked up someone's furs on consignment.
Do you think they're real? I mean, like, no, I could have had fur. My grandma had beautiful furs when she passed away. I have a fur, but I'm never going to wear it. I guess it's hanging in that closet.
Brittany's probably screaming us right now about how terrible furs
Brittany
are.
loves, like, I called Brittany when we were looking at this house and was like, it has a cedar closet. She had a cedar chest or like just, I don't know, she cares for her blankets better than me probably. Or I don't know, what are you supposed to put in there? Do they keep moths away or something?
Yes, they keep moths away.
I don't have a moth problem, okay? Anyway.
So I thought this would be good because I thought the aromatics, I thought you'd be someone that likes the,
There's just a weirard taste that lingers.
Yeah,
I love
the
the pavement story. Well, you know how I feel about tannins, bro. I gotta be honest with you, really don't know about that one.
Man.
But it makes me like the other one much better. That Little James basket press. Like I will try that again. Although this
I think it's actually petite hummus, but
so I've got to tell you that this one I'm already like conditioned. I think I like this wine a lot, and so I hope I'm judging it fairly. I can't remember. Like I have a distinct feeling about this wine because we've had it before, and I either hate it or love it.
You have Stockholm syndrome with it.
Yes, I do.
So this is the Albacea. It is a Monastrell, or as you would call it in France, Mourvèdre. From Juan Hill, which is a big wine-producing conglomerate. They do a lot of really cool things. They always have fun labels like this.
That's why I remember it.
Exactly. So this is a very rich, full-bodied, big, bold wine. And this is, if you want to lean into depression, this is the wine to do it with. Because
you want to put on some Evanescence? And listen to that rain?
There we go. There's the next one. What wine would you drink with Bon Jovi?
What wine could you listen to while jamming out to Evanescence?
Anyway, so this is like
Here we are.
Got these big jammy fruit flavors, not a ton of tannin, just fresh juice. That says on here,
I'm gonna like it.
Soft, juicy tannins,
and a long, elegant finish.
Yeah, this is big, dark, bold, black fruit. And
it's juicy though.
Juicy and
I mean juicy.
So this is if you want to lean into.
My palate's real screwed up because everything at the end is tasting a little like.
Did you brush your teeth?
Yes.
With an electric toothbrush?
No, real toothbrush, like manual labor.
Is
guys.
there still like toothpaste on your teeth?
I brush my teeth.
This does not taste weird on the end.
It doesn't taste weird. It just tastes distinct.
Oh.
Yeah, but I mean, I like this. I like.
So I need to go find something else.
Pretty jammy though. No. But you're gonna be surprised. I think at my final.
Yeah,
answer.
it is jammy. I thought, man. So my four theories were big, full-bodied white wine with some tropical fruit flavors, good acidity, like lifts you up, fills you up. Light-bodied red lifts you up. It's not too heavy for the whole thing. Makes you feel better. Cabernet Franc, which is a full-bodied red, medium plus full body, and gets you some of those aromatics that match with what's happening on your concrete, your pavement, or the Monastrell, which is just like a big furry bathrobe that you wrap yourself in.
So yeah, I'm on board with that.
And it's just plush and lovely, and you got your fire, you got your big, smooth, rich cup of wine. I said cup, not glass. Because
your coffee mug of wine.
Let's be honest, if you're out watching the rain, you probably got a cup of wine, and just kind of says,
"I like this.
We love you too, Bridget."
It's okay. You can love the rain. Okay, I need to do something.
Do you want to do like a mix and match?
Can we just like put them all together?
We're going to do a little blending session.
I used to do that. I need to try this one again because maybe I hated on it too early. Sorry, we're just really...
twist at the end.
I know, but I didn't. I know to do that. I just didn't. Let's
we
be
had
honest.
a little leak, and if you do a little
We're making
twist,
a mess.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay. Makes me appreciate that one much more. That's why I did that.
Whoa.
I know.
Whoa.
Okay. I've come to my final consensus. This was really surprising. I feel like, do I say that also every time?
You do. I thought for sure you'd go for the Monastrell.
I did. I thought that this one was, I thought that the Albacea.
I thought this was a dumb exercise in like proving that Bridget thinks.
I think like I must be getting sick or something.
Happens. So we talked about this earlier. So when sommeliers, people do blind tasting tests, and this is something I like to do. If I'm going to a serious tasting, I drink alcohol early in the day. Yeah, I didn't. Like 10 o'clock in the morning is your palate's at its peak when you can perceive things the best, and then like 1 o'clock is the other optimum time. Which is why if you go to Napa to do serious tastings, those are your appointment times. But so people will have like a wine, usually Chablis or a Champagne, something like that, where it's produced the same every year. That you are so attuned to how that tastes, and you've had it so many times, you can calibrate against that.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to go do some fancy pants tasting, I honestly like to drink a Budweiser earlier in the day. I mean, I'll spit it out, but I like because it tastes the same every time, and you can notice what you're...
Should have started the day with Josh, huh?
You should have.
Shoot.
Come on, Bridget.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe like Collectivo coffee.
I did have that.
And what did you perceive?
I don't remember.
Differently today?
I was so mad at how early my kids got up that I was just drinking.
Well, maybe that's what screwed you up. All right, so wine for a rainy day.
Okay, so this is going to be easy because all I'm going to do is switch one of the bottles, and they're going to be in the right order here.
Oh, really?
Yep. So I'm just going to do this.
No way.
So this is surprising Nick, I think.
It is.
So, and I
cannot believe this.
So listen, 1 and 2 are a little bit interchangeable to me depending on the temperature of the rainy day.
So if it's a warm rainy day, you want the Chenin Blanc. If it's a cold rainy day, you want the light-bodied red.
Yeah, isn't that surprising? And I think it's because like I love a big cozy red, but in the winter. So even if I'm cozied up on a rainy day, it's still spring. And so like, if I'm like, oh, it's so cold, I still want to be cozy. So I will go for a red wine, but a lighter red wine, like you said. So this Little James basket press, which I hated on when I first tasted it. But then, the Zaccardi and the Albacea, like, were big. What I didn't like I don't want to say dirty, the like dry pencil shaving of the Zaccardi. Like, I didn't like that. Wow. It didn't make me feel cozy. I like
go pull some Cabernet Sauvignon right now.
I mean, come on. If there was cab, but let's just say there was a cab, which is always my favorite wine. I think that these two that are number 1 and 2 that could be, so the Chenin Blanc and the Little James Basket Press, are light enough but still cozy, which is exactly what I asked for when we were discussing this. Was like, I don't know, light and cozy, fruity and cozy or something.
Fruity and cozy, yep.
Yeah. So while these Zaccardi and Albacea are much more like usually Bridget wines. Not springtime, Bridget. No. Rainy day, Bridget, is different. Do you not know Rainy Day, Bridget?
Well, and the great thing about these two wines in particular is they're both well under $15, so you can go and afford yourself some first.
Oh, yes, I can go get my first for my cedar closet.
All right. So question this month, this episode was what wine to drink on a rainy day.
Yep.
And I took the approach of you can either lean into the rainy day, especially in springtime, try and be, big comfort wines, or you can do the like, hey, it's spring, summer's coming, have a light wine, something that lifts you up a little bit. And Bridget really thinks the light wines are to do it.
I do.
Full-bodied white wine with some acidity, which would be a Chenin Blanc. Yeah. Other white Rhone varietals, Roussanne, Marsanne, Viognier are going to be great picks too. A light-bodied red wine like this Grenache from the Rhone Valley in France. Any Grenache from the Rhone is going to work well, or south of France, Garnacha in Spain, Pinot Noirs, Beaujolais would be kind of also in that category. Then we went into the lean into it, and those weren't big hits.
No, I don't know. It was the Zaccardi belongs at the end for me. Okay, it just tastes. It was too earthy, too dirt. Not dirty as in not clean, dirty as in the dirt.
It's got some dirt things.
And then Albacea was juicy and lovely, but like it almost almost felt too much.
Wow.
Too much.
I mean, it is a big, full-bodied
wine. It is a big wine. It is, yeah.
So if you're someone that wants to lean into your feelings, maybe not eat your feelings, but drink your feelings, go with a huge, big-bodied red like a Monastrell, maybe an Old Vine Zinfandel, maybe a really ripe Malbec. And then, if you want to kind of do the matchy-matchy experience, maybe you're someone that has a really good sniffer, you like doing all the smells, you're the one that goes to the candle store and... the Cabernet Franc's got a lot of those aromas that you're going to have on a rainy day. The kind of earthiness, the minerality of rain on cement. Try that out.
You could drink your Chenin Blanc and just smell the actual rain outside as you're watching it.
Either way, I mean, for myself personally, I'm going to go with the Chenin Blanc too.
Yeah, that was amazing because you picked... I drink white wine in the summer when it's 90 degrees because it tastes like juice. And I shouldn't say that. I don't drink this sweet.
She puts it in a Capri Sun container.
Just put it in my kid's juice box. I don't do that, everybody. That was a joke.
Hey, cocktails to go are illegal in Wisconsin now, so it's fine.
That's true. But this was this was a white that reminded me that you don't have to have white only when it's 90 degrees outside. So I was appreciative of that.
Well, awesome.
That brought me back around, man, to liking whites.
Yes.
Okay, good job. So we've now got you all prepared for the month of April, for the springtime, or any time that it's raining. You now know what we would drink on a rainy day.
Thanks for watching. We really appreciate you tuning into this. If you like this episode, we do a weekly dinner plus drinks where we talk about life. Kids always have a drink or two or three. Last week we had 4.
Did we? I don't even remember.
4 different sour beers.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we always talk about that. A lot of fun, and you can go to dinnerplusdrinks.com to get the details on all these wines, plus some recommendations that are kind of, maybe you can't find Little James Basket Press, but give you some ideas on what to find.
Yep, and you can find all of our past episodes of Pinkies Up in case you need advice on what to eat and drink together. We talk through a lot of things with that. Everything on dinnerplusdrinks.com.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We appreciate you. If you have ideas for future episodes, questions you want answered in very unpretentious ways, send us an email, hello@dinnerplusdrinks.com, and we might put it as a future episode.
Yeah, thanks so much for listening. Have a great day.
Cheers. Bye-bye.